guys, welcome back to my channel. So just to recap, on my previous video we talked about responsibility and how I've learned to adopt it in my daily life here in America and how it helped me with my transition from living in the Philippines to here. Now we're actually going to talk about responsibility's little cousin, which is accountability. In this video I'm going to define and differentiate responsibility and accountability, or in my language, responsibilidad at pananagutan. And then I'm going to talk about daily habits that I try to do for me to become an accountable person. Responsibility or responsibilidad happens before you actually perform a task, while accountability or pananagutan happens after you perform a task. And let's just not narrow this down to just task or just work, because this can either be your words that you speak, your emotions, and your actions. So in Tagalog, it goes something like, may pananagutan ka sa mga salitang binibitawan mo at sa mga aksyon na ginagawa mo sa pang-araw-araw mong pamumuhay. Now we're gonna go to the next part of this video, which is how to become an accountable person. I think in the Philippines, I hold myself accountable at some parts. Then I realized that there are also some parts that I am a little bit immature. And those are the things that I've learned moving forward when I moved here and when I lived with my husband in the marriage, as a person, as a wife, and now as a mother. So I'm learning as I go through this journey called life. So the first step for you to become an accountable person is to have a clear list of your responsibilities. You need to know your responsibilities for you to be held accountable to them. I'm just going to use myself as an example. So in our home, of course, me and my husband, we have our own responsibility. But for me to know that, for him to know that, we need to communicate. The key here is communication. So me and my husband need to communicate. I do this, you do that. You know, there's a clear list in our head, or you can make a physical list with pen and paper. So with me personally, one of my responsibilities here at home is our daily meal. Now, once that is cleared and settled, I know that that's one of my responsibility. I can then move on the steps that I can do to help myself become accountable and make sure that we have daily meal, because my husband and my son are counting on me to have meals every day. So once I figure that out, I can then move on and make plans on how I can execute my responsibilities as smoothly as I can, because you want to work with yourself, not against yourself. So usually what I do is that I would open up my notes app on my phone and I would list all of the recipes that I know how to cook. They're mostly Filipino food, like adobo, chicken afritada. So I would pick like 2 to 3 recipes that I'm going to cook for the next week. Once I do that, I would check what's in the fridge and what are the ingredients that I need to buy. And then it's like a whole meal prep thing. And then after, when I realized that the Notes app, sometimes it's working for me and sometimes it don't, I ordered this weekly meal plan from Amazon. It has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Now this one, you can stick it on the fridge. So there's like a little magnet behind it that you can actually stick on the fridge. One thing that I like about this is that you can list all the ingredients that you need to get to the store, and then you can tear this off because it can be tear. And then you can take it with you to the store, or you can just pull your phone up and write down the stuff that the things you need to buy from the store. I am always in the kitchen, so there is no way that I won't see what I need to cook that particular day. So it took up a little bit of that mental load and I put it on the paper, and it helped me a lot. I even bought a cleaning checklist. And this stuff works for me, you know. People, there's stuff that works for certain people, some don't work for other people. So do whatever you need to do to help you achieve your responsibility, whatever that is, as long as it's working for you. Okay, now step number 2 is leaving a queue. So if you guys don't know yet, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I was born in the Philippines. I was born and raised there. I've only been here for like 7 years. So literally everything here is new to me. I have to learn. There's stuff that are like kind of like the same in the Philippines, but the ways of life here is different than in the Philippines. So just the adjustment and all that stuff, the transition is like a lot for some people like me. But you know, I'm able to adopt myself little by little, and I feel like it's personal. Some people adopt quicker, some people adopt a little bit slower, and that's okay. So my husband talked to me and told me about out of sight, out of mind. And I never heard about that in the Philippines. There's probably a certain, like a similar saying in Tagalog that I haven't heard of. I don't know, maybe I'm living under a rock or something, but I haven't heard that saying out of sight, out of mind. And then when I heard that, I was like, that actually kind of makes sense, because most of the stuff that I do not see, I won't probably remember. There are probably some appointments that I missed because I did not make a note, I didn't put it on my calendar. It's just out of sight. And that's what made me thought about this second step, which is living a queue. So if you guys remember the weekly meal plan, what I do is I would stick it in front of my fridge. Now in the morning, after I do my morning routine, I would go to the kitchen. I would make me some coffee. I would make my son breakfast and my husband. When I turn around, my fridge is over there, and I would see my weekly meal plan. And that's a cue over there for me to like, I need to put a chicken out. It says on my weekly meal plan that I'm going to cook adobo today. So let's go take chicken out, take potatoes out, take onions out. So that little cue that's sticking on my fridge helped me move on and execute my responsibility. And then every time I would receive an important mail, I would stick it on my fridge too. Why the fridge? I don't know. Why the kitchen? Maybe because mothers are always in the kitchen cooking food. So if there's like an important bill that needs to be paid, appointments that needs to be set up, it's always sticking on my fridge. So the key is to leave a queue so you can fulfill your responsibility and be an accountable person. Step number 3, this is the last step for me at least, is to take ownership and be sincere. So if all the step 1 and 2 fails, you forgot to do something, now you have to face the consequences. If this is a work setting, of course you're gonna have to talk to your boss, you're gonna have to apologize again, and then you're gonna tell them how you're going to fix this whole situation that you created. Of course you have to be sincere with your apologies. With me and my husband, you know, it's all about communication. I would let him know if I missed a payment on some stuff that I need to pay. He'll probably gonna say, okay, what we need to do to fix this. Maybe we need to pay an extra late fee, whatever. Do that, and then think of ways on how to avoid that problem to occur again in the future. Like for me, for example, I'm gonna use me. I reported my card fraudulent. Someone got a hold of my card. They spent some money on it. I called in. They say, well, you're gonna have to, like, you know, shut off that card. They're gonna send me a new card. I was like, okay, perfect. At that point, the old card was enrolled in an auto pay. This new card is not enrolled in an auto pay. Got a new card, move on with my life, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. First billing statement, I got a late fee. $25 late fee. And I was scared because this was back when I'm still learning how to do credit cards and how to use it. I look at my statement account, I have a $25 late fee. Not only this will, you know, reflect on your credit history, but, you know, it's not good. And I'm a good payer. Like I said, my old card was enrolled in an auto pay. I thought that this new card is going to be enrolled automatically in an auto pay. It didn't. So I told my husband, I said, babe, I got a late fee on my card. Oh my God, I'm scared. And he's like, why, what happened? And then I told him what happened. I took responsibility. Oh, and then I didn't know. So like what I said earlier, you need to know your like responsibility. I didn't know that I need to enroll for an auto pay. I didn't know that I needed to enroll this new card for an auto pay. I was like, I didn't know, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. Well, I didn't say I'm sorry because, you know. And he's like, yeah, just call them. Maybe they're gonna refund you the late fee because, you know, you're a good payer. And that's what I did. I was so nervous. I called customer service and she was kind enough to refund because she saw my history that I'm a good payer. It's just that I forgot to enroll this new card to an automatic payment. So she got me enrolled to an automatic payment for it to be avoided in the future. She reimbursed me with a $25 like late fee. And that's how I fixed that problem that I created. Now, this is just like, you know, this is not even that serious stuff. Like, if we're gonna go to serious stuff, then serious things needs to be done. So yeah, that's just one example. And I feel like little stuff like that compound into bigger stuff. So yeah, that is all. Take ownership and be sincere, whatever setting, whatever, if it's a home setting, in a marriage, if you said something really harsh, you have to be held accountable. Like I said in the beginning, this is not just about task. You are also held accountable for the words, the actions, and the things that you do or say. So being accountable is not a very easy skill to develop, but it's important because it builds trust for yourself first, because everything starts within yourself. If you love yourself, you respect yourself, you trust yourself, and you radiate that energy, then naturally people are drawn to authentic people, or at least those people who try to be authentic. They will see that you respect and trust yourself, and by the universal law of attraction, you tend to attract what you really feel deep inside yourself. By practicing accountability, you will earn respect for yourself and people around you. In my language, pag alam nila na kaya mong panindigan ang mga responsibilidad mo sa buhay, di ka lang nila rerespetuhin o hahangaan, magsisilbi ka pang inspirasyon sa mga tao sa paligid mo. My Tagalog, it's still good. So yeah, guys, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on my next video. Babu!